Yes, and welcome to Vasily's Garden, folks. We're talking broad beans today. Planted these about, I don't know, 2 weeks ago, I think it was. And they've all sprouted. Really excited. Now, this is a bed, for those who missed it, last time that I did it, we filmed this actually. We put layers of cocoa pith, compost and top dressed it with our planting mix, our popular planting mix, which is available for those who are in Melbourne. Sorry for the interstate folks. It's available at Oakley Produce Store, in Oakley obviously, and Ascot Vale Garden Centre. I think it's on Maribyrnong Road, or opposite the shopping centre there. So look them both up if you want to get your planting mix, your compost and cocoa in fact. So they're stocking it for us. So we've covered the east side, part of the east side and part of the northwest side. We're working on other stores to get our planting mix as well. But that's what I've done here. So I've layered it. We've got the cocoa, compost and planting mix on top. And in each little hole here, I planted 2 broad bean seeds and they've all germinated. Now, what they say, I've been told by the elders in the gardening, now I've grown broad beans for many years, but they say plant 2 and remove 1. I haven't got the heart to do that. That's my problem. Why would I want to take one out unless something attacks it or it's really weak? And that's the whole thing about it. Pick the strongest one of the 2 and give it room. But I've planted them about 50 centimetres apart, so they've got plenty of room as far as the root ball is concerned, because the root ball grows about that big. And for those who have a healthy broad bean plant at the end of the season, you'll find all these little white balls stuck to the roots. Now, sometimes people email saying, oh my God, I've got nematodes and things like that developing on the roots. No, they're actually nodules. They're nitrogen balls. They're like nature's own natural nitrogen fertilizer. They store it in there and then they can release it back again. And it works with the microbes. So there's a big synergy going on down there. And we need to stimulate the microbial activity in the soil. And that's what I'm going to do right now, because once they've germinated, and that's with all types of plants, folks, not just your broad beans. If you've got your seeds in the ground or in punnets or in trays and they've germinated, start to liquid feed them. Go half strength if they're in pots or in seedling trays. Don't go full strength, quarter to half strength. It's 40 mils, don't mind the dirty bottle, my old liquid gold. This is our seaweed solution, our flagship cold press seaweed solution. Very important. When you buy olive oil, do you buy hot press olive oil or cold press? We all know the cold press extra virgin olive oil is the better one because it's cold pressed. Same thing here. So you got all the good bacteria, all of it in there intact, uninterrupted. And guess what? It smells like weak tea, seaweed solution. Smell the one you got on your shelf if you haven't got the liquid feed or the liquid gold that we have, and tell me if it smells like this or it stinks to the high heavens. And do some research on that. But in the meantime, that's what I'm putting in. And even more importantly, our Eco Booch. Now this is an old label. Please excuse, it used to be called Boost. It's called Butch now. And it's in all good garden centres. Van Loom's, Garden World's got it. And I can't remember anybody else, but there are a lot out there, folks. There are 2 that come to mind all the time. So this is a biostimulant. And what that means is biological, bio, bacteria, fungi, all good living things in the soil, stimulant. It stimulates the life in the soil. It actually brings good energy and nutrients to the bacteria, which is full of this as well, because it's life in the bottle, and it actually populates the soil's life activity, which means your plants will benefit from it. Now, if you're looking at the beans in the background, they're on their last legs. They're dropping all their leaves. I'm going to pick the last pods that have grown on there. Some have dried out a little bit. We may keep a few seeds out of those, but they're going to come out, and I'm going to plant in the middle another row. Yeah, they're going to be a little bit late compared to these ones, but I'm not fussed. That's fine. They'll catch up eventually, so I'll be planting a 3rd row of broad beans down the middle, which is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, another 14 plants. So 3 times 14, 28, 38, 42. There's a few broad beans in there. So let's finish off. Did I put some of this in there already? I did, okay, just in case. Now, 40 mils per litre, I was saying earlier, for your full rate, 9 litres for the full rate, and you can knock it down to 20 mils and even a quarter of that from 40 mils, so you don't have to or don't want to overfeed them at the beginning. So, I think I did 40 mils. Doesn't matter. Well, it does, but do as I say, not as I do, okay? Because I've got a tendency of killing plants. Have a look. Hey, it wasn't me, all right? Snails and slugs got to those, and they got knocked out. Now they are Sam Salvatore's beans that he gave me. They were monstrous plants that he was harvesting continuously. These got hit hard. And look, the other bad thing that I did here is because I did the demo and I didn't finish off what I was meant to do here. And that was to fill up the rest of the bed, like I did in that one there. I didn't complete the side beds. Now beans love their water. They love good drainage, but they love their water. Because it's a raised mound like that, it's not good. It's actually not good to try and keep them hydrated. So not only did they get attacked by snails and slugs or maybe even birds while they were young, they did dry out on a hot day because the moisture was evaporating too quickly and passing to the sides, which is much lower. So if you're going to be planting anything in your garden, don't do what I did. Don't mound it up like that, because that is just, unless your garden bed's only 30 centimetres wide, that's not going to work. You need to have it all either level or even create furrows and plant in the lower section. So the lowest section in your garden is where most of the moisture will be. For example, if you're creating a furrow, let's say this is the furrow, I just trenched this out and there's another mound on this side and that's the valley. You plant in the valley and you water across there, which is great. And that's how you do it. Now, if you want your tomatoes to have better drainage, as the plants grow up, you mound up the sides up to the middle. So then you water on the sides. And what that does, it actually causes the roots to not sit there in the water, but rather reach out to water where it needs it. So let's use this as an example. Ignore the dieback. This was only a trial. I mean, he said you can plant beans this time of the year, and I knew it's not going to happen, but I gave it a go anyway. Well, there's 4 or 5 plants growing in the middle, and a little volunteer broad bean and a spring onion growing on there. And we've got, do nothing. Oh, look, there's more spring onions over there, clusters over there. Anyway, let me get back to the topic. That there now, as the plant gets bigger, now it's too small, but as the plants get larger, the roots will stretch out. And if you water in the valley here, which wouldn't be this wide, say at least this wide, that would hold a heap of moisture in it, and these roots will reach out and suck all that up. And when it gets down below, it'll transverse across underneath the root system as well. So it causes the plants to reach out and fetch and fend for themselves. And that's a great way to look after your veggie garden if you want to, or otherwise, just plant them flat like I have in the raised bed, because it doesn't really work in the raised bed, that theory. It works better on a large scale garden bed where it's on the ground. But in the raised bed as I have over there, keep it flat, keep it hydrated, and the water's nice and even all over. And a good downpour of rain, it's always welcomed. As long as it's clean rain too. These are gonna love it. The Eco Booch, which is a biostimulant, and the liquid seaweed, which is our liquid gold, and that's just gonna help the cell wall structure in the plant be more resilient to heat and stress and cold and insects. So feed your plants once they start germinating like this with our Eco Booch and liquid gold at half strength if you like, but give it a good feed, or good watering I should say, so that the bacteria all starts to populate in the soil. This needs another burst here, that wasn't enough. You'll find all these products on our website, folks. We're running a major special this weekend, and if you just tuned in as we've just uploaded this video, switch over to 693 AM dial, that's radio 3AW. I'm doing weekend gardening with Darren James, and give us a call if you've got any garden problems or questions, or maybe some great gardening ideas you can share with the rest of us as well. And for our planting mix and all our other products, they are available at a lot of garden centres. You can check that out on our website as well to find your nearest stockist in all states, except for WA at the moment. So we're working on that, folks. But a big special on this weekend is going to be one of the last ones, if not the last ones, at these heavily discounted prices. Vasili'sGarden.com for everything you need at better prices. That's real people, real gardens, real food from me, Vasili Maresi.